Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Another day, another banger at TSM. We're going to be talking about them in this video today. A really big roster announcement coming out, so let's just get right into it. They tweeted out this yesterday, I guess. They said LCS Academy roster update. Obviously, this has been not necessarily a rare occurrence over the past 6-ish months for them. They've been making all kinds of moves between Academy and the main team. Obviously with Kaido kind of getting benched and coming back. We had obviously Shen-Yi getting benched and coming back, and all this different movement. Who's playing Academy? Who's playing the main team? What does it mean? All this different stuff. But this is what they said. They said, we have decided to start Shen-Yi in our LCS Academy squad for today's games. Academy has already started. I think Academy has played like 4, 5, 6 games, somewhere in that range, and obviously Shen-Yi was going to be playing for the Academy team, so kind of good by TSM to get ahead of that by putting out a statement, obviously. I do believe that this is the absolute bare minimum, but at least they are doing that. And they said, while we allow Mia to join the main roster scrims. Mia's recent performances in Academy games, scrims, and the competitive Champions Queue environment have earned him the chance to practice with our main squad. Something about that's funny is that obviously TSM was known last split for not even playing much Champions Queue at all as a team, but now all of a sudden a couple good days of Champions Queue play can get you starting with the main roster and can get Shen-Yi demoted before the regular season has even started. Kind of interesting, kind of funny. They do say this is a day-by-day iterative process, and our final decision regarding the LCS roster is not yet final. We are certain the fans will allow the two players time to adjust and trust our new management staff's judgment in building the most competitive team possible for each lineup. Now, this is hilarious, weird, and very strange to me all at the same time. So, rewind like a month ago, when this all was going down, we had heard from Wooloo that Mia was being brought in as the LCS starting support. TSM debunked that. They tweeted out like, no, Shen-Yi is going to be our starting support, and Mia is going to be our Academy support. That's what it was. We also had a tweet from Kaze that said, hey, no, this is going to be a position battle. You know, we don't know who the starting support's going to be yet. They're going to fight it out, and we're going to see who ends up starting week 1. That tweet got deleted like 45 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute after it was tweeted, and we don't know why. Now, was that tweet deleted because he tweeted it and then remembered, oh, we're not supposed to talk about this? Did TSM ask him to delete that tweet? Did they make him delete that tweet? Some people were like, oh, Kaze is just joking, which that doesn't really make much sense to me. I don't really think that's a joke. Jokes are supposed to have a punchline or be funny or whatever, but it was super weird because we had heard different stories from Wooloo, different stories from Kaze, a guy pretty high up in the TSM organization. And then we were hearing a different story from TSM altogether. And now, if Shen-Yi really was your starter and Mia was really going to be your Academy support, does it make any sense at all to bench your player, bench your starting support before the season has even started? No, that is absolutely mind-blowing. That is absolutely wild. That is absolutely weird. So obviously I tweeted out this. I said, hey, it's almost like it was a competition for the starting spot. It's almost like they were not totally convinced that Shen-Yi was going to be the starter and that they're battling it out. Because if Shen-Yi's your starter and he plays some regular season games, plays some regular season weeks, he's not doing that good, he's underperforming, whatever, then maybe it makes sense to bench him or whatever to try out Mia. But TSM has not even played a regular season game yet. And the regular season starts in like 6 or 7 days. And they're saying that right now this is a day-to-day iterative process and their final decision hasn't been made. The season starts in 6 days and you don't even know what you're doing with your starting roster yet. That's fine if it's an open competition, if it's some kind of 6-man roster or whatever, but that's not what you said. You said Mia was your Academy support. You said Shen-Yi was your starting support. Scrims are going that bad? Mia's popping off that much in Academy? Like, this is all very strange. This seems very weird to me. Again, to me, this seems like TSM was being a little bit dishonest. This seems like TSM, for whatever reason, I don't fully understand. I don't get it. Seems like they were trying to hide the fact that this was a position battle. This was a roster battle between Shen-Yi and Mia, and that they weren't totally convinced who the starting support was going to be. Now, I still think that's strange because, again, they spent all this money on Shen-Yi. He was their big prospect. He's their big guy coming over from China, coming over from the FPX roster. He's supposed to be a guy they're building around for the future, not just for this year, but we're talking 3 years in the future, they're saying. They're saying this is going to be a 6-split plan. And this guy didn't get a ton of chance to play in the spring split. You know, he got to play a lot, but he didn't get like a full split of practicing, playing, scrimming, all that stuff. And now they're already taking away scrim time and practice time away from him in the summer split. Like, hey, this Mia guy better be pretty good. And this is also just making it more and more likely that Shenny is probably going to leave like in between the next offseason. I'm sure a guy, a very highly heralded prospect, isn't going to come over from China to play LCS Academy and get benched and get thrown through this whole thing. So maybe Shenny's been sucking. Maybe Mia's just been popping off that much, which I find hard to believe. Or maybe there's some drama going on behind the scenes. I know Shenny's had some issues with tactical in the past. He's had some issues talking to coaching staff and stuff like that in the past. I don't really know. But to me, this is absolutely bizarre. On the TSM subreddit, they had this Shenny ready to go before the Academy match, which is just, this picture's kind of funny. Does he look hyped up? Does he look excited? I don't really know. Don't want to read too much into that. But then we got this. Apparently, BLSY, this guy on Reddit, apparently this is Glenn, the TSM assistant general manager. And he said this: "Hey guys, I just want to give some updates on our new roster news today. This whole week, we actually did an in-house tryout and mixed up all 10 players to give all the players a chance to play with each other. It was a lot of fun, and the players had a really good time. In the tryouts, Mia's performance was very outstanding and stable, and stability is the first goal after the unstable spring split." So they're talking about stability being their main goal, and then they're also talking about benching their starting support before the season has even started. That doesn't exactly scream stability to me, but I get what he's saying in terms of stability on the Rift, trying to get a consistent player there. And yeah, Shenny is not exactly a consistent player, but his highs are very, very high. And I thought he looked pretty damn good at the end of spring split. I was really excited that he was going to be the starter. I think most people think he is a better player overall than Mia, but maybe he's more unstable. I don't know. He said, "Thinking back in the spring, we were able to win against number 1 C9 and lost Andy's house against CLG. That's normal though. Every team wins and loses best of ones. No team is going to be totally consistent in best of ones. This shows the team stability was not good. I think what shows the team stability not good was all the drama, all the craziness, all the weird stuff going on behind the scenes that affected their play on the Rift. I don't really think beating C9 in one best of one and losing to CLG in one best of one shows that they were unstable." I really disagree with Glenn there. He also says, "During the in-house trial, we found that Shenny played on the Academy team side. He was able to show a more aggressive style with shot calls and lead his teammates to get a bigger advantage, which is something lacking in the Academy team right now." This is a laughable statement to me. This is hilarious to me. We think we're demoting Shenny. We're having him play in Academy games because we think our Academy team is lacking a little firepower right now. That's so weird. That's so bizarre. That's such a roundabout, half-assed way to explain what is going on here. Like, could you imagine, like, Team Liquid is like, "Hey, we think Team Liquid Academy is lacking a little bit of firepower right now, a little bit of shot calling, a little bit of playmaking. Core JJ is playing Academy this week." What? Like, what? What kind of statement is this? What is going on? This is just so weird. And I kind of get what they're saying. I vaguely understand what they're saying. But also, when you start to think about it for more than 5 seconds, it's so weird. And they're just making these statements to their fans and to their fan base, and it's just an absolute slap in the face. To me, this stuff is strange, and I don't get why they're doing this. Again, when this new TSM regime came in, we were promised transparency. We were promised communication. Didn't get that in Spring Split. Spring Split was an absolute disaster in terms of transparency and communication. Same old, really. New faces, same shit, same shit, different day, whatever you want to call it. And now, before the summer splits even started, it's looking like an absolute disaster once again. They need an experienced player who's good at extending their advantage, like you saw today in Game 2. Shenny was able to. So, he's saying you need experienced players on Academy. Yeah. But maybe not your blue chip prospect that you said was going to be your starting support for the regular season. Also, looking at solo queue and champions queue, especially, Mia has been one of the top players while in solo queue, champions queue, and scrims. We noticed that Shenny was facing a relative slump right now. Now, this makes a little sense. Again, if somebody is slumping, if somebody is playing good, yes, you want to be able to move them around. But again, if you're moving somebody around before the season has even started, how can you be in a slump before the season's even started? This really makes me seem, again, when we're looking at the K's tweet as well, like this has been a position battle from day one. Yes, they're saying, hey, all 10 players on the team got to play together and everything like that, but it's just coincidence that Shenny's the one that ends up getting benched and Mia's the one that ends up playing. Again, if I'm Shenny, this has to be so frustrating. If I'm Shenny, I'm definitely looking to get the fuck out of here in the next offseason. That just seems very, very clear. So again, I think TSM's taking a pretty big risk here, and they better hope that Mia ends up being really, really good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are fans of six-man rosters. I think we've seen in League of Legends esports overall how constantly mixing and matching players leads to a lot of instability and a lot of stress and a lot of craziness. And again, Shenny didn't get a chance to fully start and play out a whole spring split, and he's not getting that opportunity again in summer. And if they're talking about wanting to develop him over the next 3 years, that's just not happening. This is so weird. This is so bizarre to me. Of course, this adjustment does not mean that Mia and Shenny will still be switched for the start of summer split. That's weird. I just want to make sure we have the best team possible for the first game of summer since players had fun. We had some good matches. Yeah, I'm sure Shenny's having a ton of fun right now. I'm sure he's having a blast. We will continue to hold the in-house scrim, switching players to give everyone the opportunity to challenge for LCS positions. The most important thing for us is that the LCS and Academy team can win consistently and that all the players can continue to grow. Again, whatever. Cool. I'm glad that Glenn put out a statement. I think a statement's better than nothing. Again, I think what they did, the statement beforehand and this statement from Glenn, is the bare minimum. I don't think they're being totally transparent. I don't think they're being totally honest. And I think in a lot of ways it is a slap in the face to the fan base and to the TSM fans. I'm sure, Dunk's going to come out and say this is an embarrassing take to say or whatever, but no. We were told that this was going to be, a competition. Wooloo was saying, hey, Mia's being brought in to be the starter. TSM saying, no, that's all untrue. And a couple weeks later, it seems like they're proving that all right. Super, super weird. And again, if you want to try out your academy players, if you want to give some players a chance, how come Soul's not getting a chance to start over Huni? How come he's not getting to play? Why are you benching your young support with a really, really high ceiling who probably just needs to play and practice and scrim a lot more, but your veterans who you maybe have some younger players better than them or potentially better than them in the future, why are they not getting any time? I don't know. This makes absolutely no sense, but yes, for now, Shenny's playing Academy, Mia's playing LCS. We don't know who's going to be starting week 1, and it seems like the TSM craziness is starting before the season even starts or before the split even starts this time. I don't know. A lot of thoughts and opinions I have, but we'll definitely talk about more this story when we get some more updates. But yeah, we'll see how this goes over the next week because, again, LCS starts next weekend. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Don't forget to drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you think it's a good decision to bench Shenny and start Mia? Do you like what TSM's doing, not like it? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. I'm heading to the beach. That's why I got the tank top on today. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.